So, I had this idea. It was a simple one, really. What if I let AI run my life for a full 24 hours? I'm always talking about the latest tech, the newest software, and how it's all changing the world. But it's one thing to review a gadget and another thing to actually live with it. I wanted to see if these AI tools, the ones everyone is talking about, could genuinely make my day better. Could they handle my schedule, my meals, and even my downtime here in the bustling city of Mumbai? The plan was set. For one whole day, from my morning alarm to my last thought at night, an AI would be my co-pilot. I was curious, a little bit skeptical, and ready for whatever happened. The challenge kicked off the moment my eyes opened. Instead of my usual alarm, I had an AI assistant craft a custom wake-up routine. It wasn't just a sound, it was a whole sequence. It started with gentle music, then it read me the day's headlines, focusing on tech news, of course. After that, it gave me a weather report for Mumbai, hot and humid. No surprise there. It even generated a quick 5-minute workout plan to get me started. It felt futuristic, like living in a film. This initial experience was smooth, surprisingly polished, and it genuinely made my morning feel more organized and a lot less chaotic than usual. I was impressed. With the morning routine sorted, the next task was breakfast. I'm in Mumbai, so the food options are endless and amazing. I asked a food recommendation AI for a healthy but traditional Indian breakfast spot near my flat in Bandra. It didn't just give me a name, it gave me a full breakdown. It analyzed reviews, checked the menu for protein-rich options, and even estimated the waiting time based on recent data. It suggested a small cafe I'd never noticed before, famous for its poha. So far, the AI was proving to be a pretty clued-up local guide, digging up gems that I might have otherwise missed completely. The AI didn't stop at the recommendation, though. It then plotted the most efficient route to the cafe, using a navigation app that analyzed live traffic patterns. Mumbai traffic is legendary, and not in a good way. The AI suggested I take a specific series of smaller back streets to avoid the main road congestion. It was a route I would have never chosen myself, but I trusted the process. This was the whole point of the experiment, right? To hand over control and see where the technology would lead me. So, with my route planned and my breakfast destination locked in, I stepped out into the Mumbai morning, ready for the next AI-powered instruction. The day was just getting started. Once I got back from my surprisingly delicious AI-chosen breakfast, it was time for work. My main task for the day was scripting a new video. Normally, this involves hours of research, structuring my thoughts and then writing everything out. This time, I handed the initial heavy lifting over to an AI writing assistant. I fed it my core idea and a few bullet points about the new smartphone I was reviewing. I asked it to generate a draft outline, complete with an introduction, key feature sections, and a conclusion. The speed at which it produced a coherent structure was genuinely mind-blowing. It saved me at least an hour of staring at a blank page. The AI wasn't just for outlining either. I used it to help me with the actual research. I asked it to summarize the top 5 reviews of the phone from other creators, pulling out the main pros and cons they mentioned. This gave me a quick overview of the general consensus, helping me frame my own unique take. It felt like having a super-fast research assistant who could read everything on the internet and give me just the highlights. It wasn't writing the script for me, but it was building the foundation, gathering the materials, and letting me focus on the creative part, adding my own opinions and analysis. After a solid few hours of work, it was time for a lunch break. I decided to challenge the AI again. Find me a recipe for a quick, healthy lunch I can make with ingredients I already have, I prompted. I listed out what was in my fridge: some paneer, a couple of tomatoes, an onion, and some leftover rice. Within seconds, it generated a simple recipe for a paneer tomato fry to be eaten with the rice. It even gave me step-by-step instructions that were incredibly easy to follow. It was like having a cookbook that instantly adapts to your pantry, which is a game changer for someone who isn't exactly a master chef. With work and lunch handled, I wanted to see how AI could manage my downtime. I'm a big fan of photography, and Mumbai is an incredibly photogenic city. I asked an AI image generator for inspiration. My prompt was, create an image of a futuristic Mumbai street scene in the style of Blade Runner, but with a traditional Indian twist. The results were stunning. It gave me these incredible artistic concepts that sparked a few ideas for a photo walk. It then used my location to suggest a route through the old markets of South Mumbai that would be perfect for capturing that blend of old and new. The AI wasn't just a tool, it was becoming a creative partner. Of course, the day wasn't perfect. Technology, especially new technology, has its flaws. The first major hiccup happened in the afternoon. I decided to follow the AI's photography route through the markets. The navigation app, which had been so brilliant in the morning, suddenly got very confused in the narrow, crowded lanes of Buleshwar market. The GPS signal was weak, and the AI kept trying to send me down alleyways that were either dead ends or completely blocked by street vendors' carts. At one point, it confidently told me to walk straight through a wall. It was a clear reminder that AI relies on data, and in chaotic, ever-changing environments, that data isn't always accurate. The next issue was a bit more comical. For my evening meal, I asked the AI to book me a table at a popular modern Indian restaurant. It confirmed the booking and sent me a calendar invite. I arrived at the restaurant all ready for my AI-curated dinner, only to be told they had no record of my reservation. After some confusion, the manager and I figured it out. The AI had booked a table at a restaurant with the exact same name, but in London. It had somehow missed the crucial context that I was, in fact, still in Mumbai. It was a funny mistake, but it highlighted the importance of double-checking the AI's work, especially for important tasks. The problems continued when I tried to use AI for some creative writing in the evening. I was trying to brainstorm some funny, relatable lines for my video script. I asked the AI to write a joke about a smartphone battery dying at the worst possible moment. The results were odd. The jokes were technically structured correctly, but they were completely flat and lacked any real humor or context. They felt like they were written by a machine that understood the definition of a joke, but not the soul of one. It proved that creativity, wit, and human nuance are still areas where humans have a clear advantage over algorithms. Perhaps the most frustrating moment came when I was trying to edit a short video clip on my phone. I used a new AI-powered editing app that promised automatic seamless cuts. The result was a mess. It cut away from me mid-sentence, held on to awkward pauses for way too long, and added bizarre transitions that made no sense. It was trying to be clever, but it failed to understand the basic rhythm of human speech and storytelling. I ended up deleting the AI's edit and just doing it manually, which was much faster. It was a classic case of a tool trying to be too smart and ending up being more trouble than it was worth. So, after 24 hours, what's the verdict? Did AI make my day easier or harder? The answer is both. For certain tasks, it was an incredible productivity booster. Generating the video outline, researching complex topics, and coming up with a recipe from a random list of ingredients were huge wins. These are the things that take up time and mental energy, and the AI handled them brilliantly. It allowed me to offload the logistical and data-driven parts of my day, freeing me up to focus on the things that require a human touch, like creativity and critical thinking. In these moments, it felt less like a tool and more like a very capable, very fast assistant. However, the day was also filled with frustrating and funny failures. The navigation disaster in the market and the dinner reservation in the wrong country were clear examples of the AI's limitations. It lacks real-world context and common sense. It can process vast amounts of data, but it doesn't truly understand the world in the way a human does. The soulless jokes and the chaotic video editing showed that it struggles with the nuances of creativity and art. These moments served as an important reality check. AI is powerful, but it is not infallible. It is a tool to be wielded, not a magic wand to be waved. My biggest takeaway is that the current state of AI is all about augmentation, not replacement. It's best used as a co-pilot, not the pilot. It can handle the boring stuff, the repetitive tasks, and the heavy data analysis, but it needs human oversight, direction, and a final check. The key is to play to its strengths. Use it for research, organization, and generating initial ideas. Don't rely on it for tasks that require deep emotional intelligence, nuanced creativity, or an understanding of the chaotic, unpredictable real world. It's a powerful assistant, but you are still the boss. So what's my tip for anyone thinking about trying this? Start small. Don't try to outsource your entire life to AI in one go. Pick 1 or 2 areas where you think it could help, like meal planning or summarizing long emails. See how it works for you. Learn its strengths and weaknesses. Be prepared for it to get things wrong sometimes, and always have a backup plan. AI is an incredibly exciting technology with massive potential, but for now, the best results come from a partnership, a collaboration between the processing power of the machine and the wisdom and creativity of the human mind.